Hello everyone, it's Dylan from Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything, and welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh! Video. We got some more awesome reveals for the Doom of Dimension set, and in those reveals at yesterday's Jump Victory Carnival was Akiza Azinski support. Aki Izaioi, very excited to go over these cards with you. We got 2 effect monsters, 2 synchro monsters, and a spell card, 5 cards in total. And as always, I will do my best to try to go over any cool nods or odes to the anime or to just the deck in general. And yeah, there's not that many. I'm a little disappointed in that regard. I was hoping there might be some more cool references. For reference, we did know that we were getting Rose Dragon support. This is not like coming as a shocking surprise, but yeah, let's go over the cards. So starting with the effect monsters, we have Violence Witch, which is a level 4 plant effect monster. Each effect is once per turn. If you control Black Rose Dragon, a monster that mentions it, or a plant synchro, you can special summon this card from your hand. And then if this card is sent to the graveyard and a synchro monster is on the field, you can discard 1 card, special summon 1 plant monster with 1500 or less defense from your deck. Also, you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of this turn, except synchro monsters. As for the card artwork here, I don't think there's anything to note. It's a cool, kind of like small witch-looking thing. I do think that one of the synchro monsters might is kind of intended to be maybe an upgrade of this monster, but we'll get to that. The other one is a level 3 tuner, Twilight Rose Black Knight. Again, with the artwork, I don't think there's anything too special here. But again, if I'm missing anything, please let me know down below. You guys have plenty of times before. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can special summon 1 Black Rose Dragon or level 4 or lower plant monster from your graveyard, but its effects are negated. You can target 1 other plant monster you control, increase or decrease its level by 1, and then a continuous effect. Plant monsters you control gain 1000 attack while you control a synchro monster. So, neat little tuner here. These are the 2 main deck monsters. I've been kind of doing a little bit of research. A lot of complaints with this deck is that this deck still doesn't really have like a good starting searcher, and not really any cool anime references, but hey, we are getting a Black Rose Dragon retrain, if you will, so you can't be upset about that. Bramble Rose Dragon. It is a level 7 fire plant synchro monster, 1 plant tuner and 1 or more non-tuner monsters. Second and third effect is once per turn. Each time your opponent activates a monster effect, inflict 600 damage to them when the effect resolves, and if you do, all face-up monsters they control lose 600 attack. One of my favorite cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is Black Flare Metal Dragon. I love the burn effect of that Xyz monster, and this card I feel like is a better effect than that one because you're inflicting a little bit more damage and your opponent's monsters lose 600 attack every time, so that seems really cool. The other 2, during the main phase is a quick effect. You contribute this card, special summon 1 Black Rose Dragon from your extra deck. This is treated as a synchro summon, and then of course Black Rose Dragon can get its nuking the field effect off. And then finally you can banish this card from your graveyard, special summon 1 level 4 or lower plant tuner from your graveyard. So I kind of get the vibe with this dragon. You put it on the field, you let your opponent do a bunch of things, you burn them, you're decreasing their attack, but then if they're going into a play that's going to kind of give them the advantage on the board, you can try to use the quick effect, get Black Rose out, and then just try to nuke your opponent's field. I think that would kind of be the strategy there, but I really like this card. I feel like this card is really cool, and the card artwork is also sick. It almost, if you told me this was an alternate of Black Rose Dragon, I'd probably honestly believe you, because it looks like Black Rose Dragon, but the appearance actually goes a little bit deeper than that. Somebody in my Discord had sent me this. The appearance of this monster is when Black Rose Dragon is equipped with Thorn of Malice. And if you see the scene in 5Ds, you can definitely tell that that's what the intention was here, which is really cool. And then, of course, there are also two counterparts to other Signer Dragons, which is Scarred Dragon Archfiend and Axel Synchro Stardust Dragon. All three monsters feature an effect that special summons the Signer Dragon, of which they are retrains of, and treat their summoning as a synchro summoning. So really cool there. Akiza gets her own, retrain of her Signer Dragon. And it's cool because we were waiting a long time for like a proper Black Rose Dragon upgrade. I remember we got Bloody Rose Dragon a couple of years back, which is really cool. And now we're getting like an alt version of Black Rose, which is awesome. And it only makes me want to see Akiza use these cards in a show or in an episode that much more. It's a shame that probably will never happen, but yeah, really, really cool support here. And then we're getting another synchro, and I feel like this is supposed to be like the upgrade of Violence Witch, Hate Rose Witch. First of all, love the name. Black Rose Witch was Akiza's kind of like alias in early Yu-Gi-Oh 5Ds, and she was certainly filled with a lot of hate that Divine instilled in her, a lot of hate that she felt towards her parents for what she thought was, abandoning her. I also feel like, while this is probably supposed to be a Violence Witch, like, synchro upgrade, I feel like if Aki was in Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains, wouldn't this be a perfect Link Vrains avatar for her? I love the imposing Black Rose Dragon. I mean, at least I think that's Black Rose Dragon in, like, the top left. Maybe that's just, like, the vines coming from, or the thorns coming from her outfit. But either way, I really, really love this. And I feel like if Aki was going to be in Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains, this is the avatar for sure. But, that's kind of all speculation. There's nothing definitive about the artwork here being linked to her. Hate Rose Dragon is a level 6 generic synchro monster, one tuner and one or more non-tuners. Plant monsters you control cannot be destroyed by effects, so that's always good. If this card is synchro summoned, you can send up to 2 plant monsters to the graveyard, one from your deck and one from your extra deck. Also, you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of this turn, except synchro monsters. And then if a card on the field is destroyed by card effect while this card's in your graveyard, you can special summon this card. So, I love any monster that gives protection, and I love here that Hate Rose Witch makes it so that your plant monsters cannot be destroyed by effects. Feel like that is some really solid protection, and if you can get this card on the field alongside Bramble Rose Dragon, that's a pretty good kind of like turn there. I feel like I think that's a solid combo. Of course, when Bramble uses its effect to get Black Rose Dragon out, well, actually no, Hate Rose Dragon wouldn't be destroyed. This actually protects the Black Rose Dragon nuke. Yeah, because Black Rose Dragon destroys all cards on the field, so this is a great way to protect your entire field from the Black Rose Dragon nuke, which I think is really, really ingenious and clever. So I kind of love the 2 synchro monsters here. Love the designs as well. And then the spell card that we are getting is Black Rose Garden. It's obviously an upgraded version of Black Garden. And on Black Garden, we always had this kind of weird statue. To be honest, I have no idea what this statue is. If anybody can enlighten me in the comments, I would really appreciate it. I don't know if it's a monster I'm just not thinking of, but I've really never known what that statue is. But Black Rose Garden does right by Aki and puts Black Rose Dragon statue front and center of this card, which I love. The 3 effects. Face-up monsters on the field become plant monsters. When this card resolves, you can add 1 Rose Dragon monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand. So that is at least somewhat of a searcher there for sure. And then if this card is destroyed, inflict 100 damage to your opponent for each plant monster in your graveyard and banishment. Then, if it was destroyed by the effect of Black Rose Dragon, inflict 2,400 damage to them. So I love the playstyle here of these 5 new cards, right? Getting monsters on the field, protecting your own board from that Black Rose field nuke, while burning and kind of poking away, right, with those thorns, poking away at your opponent, whether it's the Bramble Rose Dragon burn effect, or now the Black Rose Garden burn effect, and the Black Rose Dragon additional 2,400 damage burn effect. So I feel like this is kind of fun, to be honest. I've always been a fan of, like, burn effects, big chain energy guy, and I really, really do love these cards. And I think the artwork is really cool on them. I think my favorite might actually be Hate Rose Witch, because in my mind, I'm just imagining it being based off of Akiza, even though I don't think it's supposed to be. But still, very similar vibes there. Black Rose Garden is really cool. I wish the effect monsters were a little bit more tied to the 5Ds anime and to Aki herself. But besides that, I think this is really, really cool support. And, you know, as always, if there's anything that I missed, if there are any references I'm missing here, please let me know down below. And let me know what you think of these cards. Do you think these cards really enhance the Akiza Black Rose deck? Or do you think the deck is still going to be just, you know, all right? Well, anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. If you follow me closely, you know my top 100 strongest duelists was slated for today. The editing was way more than I anticipated. That video will 100% be out tomorrow, so I hope you're looking forward to that. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you have an amazing day. Take care, guys.